Welcome, everyone, to another Conversations in the Void. I'm your host, Graveyard, joined, as always, with my off-screen producer, Salem. Make sure to say hi to Salem in the chat. This is our last episode for this month of November. We're taking a break for next week for Thanksgiving, and we'll be taking only 2 more weeks in December as well to do the show because of holidays. But I am pleased to introduce our guest for tonight. He's an actor, director, writer, and producer with works including Moonsie, 1040, and Haunted Happy Hour, and had the privilege of making me extremely thirsty for beer while watching his movie. Please welcome to the show, Jack Bremen.
Well, at least I accomplished one goal, making you want to drink more.
I am a brewer, so that really spoke to me in the movie.
Oh, nice. Okay, so, great.
Yeah, but welcome on. How you doing tonight?
Thank you. Doing good. Doing very well. Thank you for having me.
You are all the way on the West Coast, aren't you?
Yeah, as far west as you can go, I guess, in the continental. I'm literally over here by Venice Beach, so it's like you keep walking 15 minutes west, you're going to be in the Pacific. So it's yeah.
But you've been kind of all over the country. You kind of grew up in the South in Texas, then you went to Florida and New York, and then you made your way back or all the way out to the West Coast.
We're making a big circle around the country. I started in Dallas, then ended up in Florida, then New York City, and then now here. So I don't know. Am I going to end up back in Texas and just complete the the circle? I don't know.
Come to Chicago. The winters are great.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing living in New York, it's like the weather, and after about, I guess, a little over 4 years of that, I was just like, I can't do this anymore. It's just the cold, and then everybody just being so angry all the time, and
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm definitely digging more of the Cali vibe. It's definitely more chill and laid back for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. It's that Chicago area here for my entire life, but I've been to 48 of the 50 states. I've been usually in the summer. We did shoot a movie in Connecticut in June. Okay. It was so much fog and so much rain in June there.
Oh, wow.
It was raining about every day, which is great shooting a movie outside.
Well, yeah. I mean, if the script calls for, that atmospheric rain, then that works out to your advantage, I guess.
Yeah, it didn't though. So we had to kind of condense multiple night shoots into like one really long night.
Oh, see, that would be brutal. That would, yeah.
It is, but it's fun. I can't wait for the world to see it. I'm excited. It should be out here. I was told by the writer director this month. Who knows? So
awesome.
But enough about that. So, Jack, I'd like to get to know you a little bit more. What really brought you into the horror world? What was your first horror movie, if you can recall?
The first horror movie that I remember watching?
Yeah.
I think probably the one that, if I had to say, probably Amityville Horror. Mm-hmm. And I remember like the walls bleeding and all that kind of creepy stuff. Yeah, I think that was probably the first. Yeah, probably was the first horror movie, and then I think after that, I'm trying to think what maybe The Exorcist, something like that. Okay. So yeah.
Amityville Horror, I absolutely love. There may be too many movies with the word Amityville title at this point in time. Because I think canonically, just what's in the mainstream movies, it's about like 12 or 13, but now we're at about I think people said there's about 52 with Amityville in the title now.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
So so they're milking that for all it's worth.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think I enjoy the original and the Ryan Reynolds remake the best of all of them.
Oh wow! Yeah. See, I did. Oh yeah, the right. Now I remember. I think I did see that like years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
But in your opinion, Jack, what is the most underrated horror movie that you can think of? If you said Graveyard, you haven't seen this, you're gonna sit down and watch this right now.
It's tough because there are a few like just obscure movies that I've watched on streaming that have just been just very under the radar. And probably one that stood out to me was like this horror comedy called Sorry I Killed You. I don't know if you've seen that.
I don't know if I have that.
And it was about like this company takes their employees to like this work retreat out in the woods or whatever. And there's
Hmm.
a killer in the woods, but then like the people are so the people are so goofy that they end up killing each other, and it ends up frustrating the actual killer. And so it's just the way that it was done. It was like, okay, this is a great take on the whole. Oh, they go camping in the woods, killer in the woods, and so it was like it was definitely a very original spin on that. And the comedy, the timing on the comedy and the jokes were just like, oh, this is classic. This is a good, just like I said, under the radar horror comedy that still had some good special effects, and yeah, it was a good entertaining watch.
Yeah, I asked that question just because I don't watch enough horror movies as is, but I like to learn all these secret gems.
Yeah,
I like learning about that, and I think especially a good slasher that it's been done to death for the past 45 years, 50 years at this point.
Right,
but unique twists on it. Yeah, I'm always down for those.
Yeah. Usually, like a lot of the horror movies that I like are more of those. I call them like art house horror. Something like Midsummer or Hereditary, The Witch. Stuff like that. That's just very. It is very story driven, very character driven. It's not just all about the blood and guts and the slasher guy running around killing people or whatever. It's like
right.
Yeah. So I go kind of from that sort of art house horror to try to find these little under the radar gems, and then at the same time love a good zombie movie, just to watch just random zombies getting their heads chopped off and stuff. Just the silliness of it.
I mean, I love a good slasher. That's why Jason's there and Chucky.
Okay,
but I love horror as a whole. I try to find every genre and learn everything I can about it, just because it's part of what I do. It's
right.
I make indie horror films. I want to make sure that if I'm doing something that it's original enough.
Right. Absolutely.
So then, Jack, on the flip side, you don't have to name anything you don't want to, but what is the most overrated IP or franchise or property that you can think of that you just don't get why it made, let's say, $2 billion? Look at you, Conjuring world.
Wow. I don't know. There's so much stuff that's just so saturated. I mean, it's like they're going to make another sequel, or they're going to make a reboot or a prequel, and it just and I get it. It's a money machine. It's a business. At the end of the day, it's a business for the studios, so they want to invest in something that's going to get their return on their investment. So I don't know if I know of anything that just off the top of my head that's just so everybody knows the biggest franchises, the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, but it's like those, they just keep remaking them. And then it's like, when you thought he was dead, no, he's back. He's back again and killing, so it's, I don't know if I would say those. They've just been done so many times, and it's like, okay, they'll probably keep making those movies well past after I'm no longer on this earth. They'll just keep making them.
Yeah, I mean, it's good and it's bad. Look at the Alien franchise as a whole. Like, first couple were really, really great, right?
Right.
And then we had a huge dip with Resurrection. I personally love Alien versus Predator, but Prometheus and Covenant, I don't think were very good. But then we had Romulus that came out 9 years ago. This is a new take and a fresh pair of eyes on this old franchise. I think we have that creative piece of it that's driven by passion versus necessarily the profit. It can still shine through.
Right. And kind of like what they did with Alien Earth, with turning it into a TV series, then and I've watched, I guess, the first 2 or 3 episodes of that, and that was done really well for a TV show. They had the budget, that the cinematography was good. I mean, they did a really great job with, bringing that alien universe, to the small screen.
Yeah. Sure. I know my wife's least favorite franchise right now that she will never watch a single episode entry in is Terrifier.
Yeah.
Because she goes, it's too gruesome, it's too violent for me. Like in my opinion, it's not much different than the Friday the 13th of the 80s, but I can see people being squeamish by it.
Yeah, I mean, and the first Terrifier, that one was pretty decent. I liked that the first one. The second one, I'm trying to remember. That second one was just sort of like, okay. And then I guess the third one, like, and that's typically with these series that, it's like it's hard to outdo the original. You know what I mean? Because it's sort of like, okay, you know what you're going to get. It's like hard to outdo the first Friday the 13th. It's just, they just, it is what it is. But good for him that he built a franchise around that character, and that from a filmmaker standpoint, that's like winning the lottery.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. But yeah, I understand what you're saying with like all the killing and stuff. It's just that's
spectacle. That's spectacle, not story.
Right. And I like more of the supernatural, the ghosts, that sort of thing, not just, okay, well, somebody's going to get stabbed and then they're going to cut their head off. And then I don't know, they'll figure something, some weird way to kill them with the machete, pitchfork. I don't know. What was fun? Now I'll tell you one movie that was fun that we just saw recently. Me and a buddy went to, the latest installment of the Final Destination. And that, to me, that movie was bloody, it was gory, but it was so silly the way that people would get killed. Yep. It's just like, oh, the lamp fell over and then the curtain caught on fire and then that made this other thing explode. And then all of a sudden all the nails that were on the shelf embedded the guy in the wall. Yep. Just the most bizarre kind of way to kill someone. And it's like, you go into a movie like that going, okay, there's going to be blood and guts, but it's going to be done so over the top. So just, so you're just along for the ride of, okay, how are they going to do, how are they going to get this person this time? But those are always fun too, just from, I guess, the creativity of how they're going to pull it off.
Oh yeah, they're campy in a good way. They're very tongue in cheek. They know what they're there to.
They know what they're. and when you go, you know what it's like going on a roller coaster you've been on before. It's like what it's going to be. It's still going to be fun, but you kind of you already know what to expect.
Oh yeah. I love the first one the best, just because especially learning the history that it was originally meant to be an X-Files episode.
Oh, okay.
And I love X-Files tremendously.
Okay. So. Are you big into sci-fi? Because I like a lot of sci-fi too. There's a lot of crossover, between the horror and sci-fi. Those are always fun.
Oh yeah, I
love a good sci-fi.
I have a horror arm, but I have a sci-fi leg. So
nice.
Yeah, of course. Big piece is Marvin the Depressed Robot on my.
Okay.
So Jack, how'd you get into the world of industry of the show business? Was something you had a passion on early on as a kid, or something you kind of grew into?
Probably started when I moved to Florida. Just wanted to kind of branch out, try new things. Took an acting class, enjoyed it, kind of started, doing, acting there in Florida. And then at the same time, I was going to grad school for mass communication. So I was, I've always been kind of a geek or nerd when it comes to technology. So like, that's always been sort of, in my background. And so having that techie background and getting into video editing, when I was in grad school, I was editing videos for Florida Center for Instructional Technology, I think it was. Okay. Jeez. But yeah, so I sort of got into editing there when I was going to school, because it was like working there on campus. And it's sort of everything was just sort of kind of coming together with the acting, the video production, and then it was just like, all right, well then, screw it, let's make a movie. And let's try it. And it's either gonna go well, or it's gonna just fail miserably. And and that's we shot 1040. That was the first short film that I did, and then we shot that in Florida eons ago. And it's yeah. And then after doing that, it's like, okay, well that was kind of a cool experience. And so being in front of the camera, being behind the camera, and just being in that creative environment and around other creative, weird people, that it's just it was just kind of a kind of a catalyst that just sort of carried through carried through this journey that I'm still on.
Oh yeah, I get it. Like when I remember my first Halloween movie that wasn't on TV and edited for TV was The Curse of Michael Myers.
Okay.
And I remember watching it, and my friends and we watched it all together, and my buddy had a camcorder, so we started making our own Halloween movies.
Okay.
At like 12 or 13. And I just kind of continued that with like backyard wrestling, learn how to edit videos and all that stuff. And I did theater for 4 years and drama class for 4 years in high school.
Right.
And learned script writing, lighting, sound, all that great stuff. And then I got to college and went into IT. And then I did do anything in that field in creative wise like that for 15 years.
Okay. So you kind of have an IT background also.
Yeah.
Then. Okay,
that's my day job. So.
Okay. And it's interesting because, a lot of people in this field, they're either, in IT programming or, building computers, or, that whole gaming industry, like it's all sort of interwoven, I think, with the whole creative arts and you find a lot of people that are just like, okay, yeah, I build websites, but I also make these kind of films on the side, or whatever. And it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah. To me, I've been doing YouTube and stuff like that for a couple of years now, and got into with Horror Dad's production, and we're making indie horror movies. And I go, that's how I get to be creative with my knowledge. It's not, nice. I don't get to be creative in IT necessarily. I'm like, okay, server's broken, build a new server, do all this stuff. Like, that's not really creative. So I always had that itch that had to be scratched, but I'm glad to be back into it. I wish I didn't take as much time off as I did.
Yeah. But it's tough. It's tough balancing, whether you have a 9 to 5 or most everyone, unless they're just independently wealthy, they have to work. So you're working, and then it's like, okay, when am I going to have time? Because I had somebody ask me the other day, it's like, okay, so have you started working on the sequel to Haunted Happy Hour? And it's like, no, I haven't, because, just life, you're just dealing with just everyday life and stuff. And just, it's like, I haven't written anything in like forever. And and it's in the back of my mind, it's like, I've got some ideas for stuff, and it's like, I need to sit down and kind of start, fleshing some things out. But it's like, okay, well, what do I got to get done today that, that my clients need, or that, I need to get done here at the house, or whatever. And next thing you know, it's like, I haven't written anything in like 8 months, 10 months, whatever. And,
yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. So I was going to ask, without spoiling anything, will we ever see Kolsch and his friends again?
I don't know. I mean, it's like I've got some ideas of where it could go. And, it's just one of those things of, we can always revisit. They're not going anywhere. They're still at the bar drinking their beers and, having a good time. So there's always, I think, if there's a way to do it, cool. You know what I mean? And that it would be fun. Sure. I would definitely, love to work with everybody that was on that production. I mean, we were so lucky to the cast and crew, just phenomenal. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better combination of people, just creatively and just as human beings, just fantastic people, and a wonderful experience. It was grueling, but at the end of the day, you look back and it's like, man, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's like I said, the last time I was on set that wasn't for a film festival was like I said in June, and I just go, I was in the house with lots of other people for 9 days straight, and you go, I miss this.
Yeah.
You're like, how do I get back onto a set? As
Yeah.
but it's that balance of paying the bills versus doing the creative stuff that you want to be able to do, because you can't. Unfortunately, not all of us get to make all our money from being creative.
Right. Yeah. No,
movies.
I mean, if you could just make films for a living and, it's like awesome, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the case for most everyone.
Right. Yeah. Now, did you shoot this in the California area, or did you shoot this in Florida? Because I know you lived in Florida. I know Rick is from Florida. So would you shoot that? Was it in Florida? Or was it out?
Yeah, no, it was in St. Petersburg.
Okay.
St. Petersburg, Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
So, a buddy of mine had a bar / it was a microbrewery. And he was in between like selling it or whatever. So it was in between when the deal was going to close and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, well, the bar's just sitting here for the next, 30 days or whatever. And if you want to make a movie, cool. So it's like, well, when the universe gives you a microbrewery at your disposal to make a film, it's like, yeah, we got to do this. It's either now or never. So once again, everything sort of lined up with the locations and, like I said, the people and the logistics of everything. Everything worked out, fantastic. So yeah, everything was shot in St. Pete. The only thing that was shot in LA was the Eric Roberts cameo that was shot on a green screen in a studio in Burbank. So that was pretty much the only thing that was shot in LA. Everything else was St. Pete, Florida. Yeah.
Nice. I said Rick was on our show a couple months ago.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Really good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So yeah, it's awesome though. Like I said, it's serendipitous in the way that things line up, that so someone didn't show up or actor didn't show up, and you had to replace them. And sometimes it's a lot of pain, but sometimes things work out really well.
And and you have those situations where somebody says, oh yeah, I'll play that character, and then they just ghost you, literally, figuratively, or whatever. It's like, oh, they're just gone, and it's like now you're scrambling. Okay, who are we gonna and then, and we had that with one of our roles, and it worked out, I think, even better, than so it's once again, the universe works in some crazy ways,
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But I know you do a lot of work behind the camera, in front of the camera. Do you have a preference? If you had to pick one side of the camera to be on, what would it be?
Probably behind the camera. Honestly, yeah, probably behind the camera. And one thing I think I did learn from the whole Haunted Happy Hour experience is I really enjoyed the producing aspect of it, and like the business aspect of it, and that sort of thing. That's one thing that sort of caught me off guard. I was like, oh yeah, this would be a challenge, but also be fun. Pulling all the resources together to, bring a project to life, so that's,
yeah.
So probably, I would probably say behind the camera, really. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. When I edit stuff, I have a hard time editing myself because I don't want to listen to myself. I don't look at mymyself when I'm editing. So I usually
editing,
someone else do it.
Oh my God. No, editing is, after editing Haunted Happy Hour, it's like, no, I would rather hire someone and say, here's all the raw footage. How much are you going to charge to do this? Because editing was just, I think that was probably one of the most, tedious, time consuming, because I mean, if you think about it, it was like, I wrote the film in 30 days. We shot it in 9. And then it took me like 8 or 9 months in post to do all the editing and color correction and cleaning up the audio and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, yeah, it was just, I think I would rather just have somebody dedicated to like, you edit, you color correct, and you do, you do post sound. Great. And call me when you're done.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I did the subtitles files for one of our movies, and
Okay.
watching the same movie 20 times in a row, trying to get all the audio capture in for the SRT file for past quality inspection. It's just like
Right.
you can't watch the movie again.
Yeah, it's burned into your brain, like the lines. You're just like, you know it. You know everybody else's lines too at that point,
Yep.
just because you've watched it so much. What do you edit on? Just out of curiosity.
I use Adobe.
Okay,
Adobe Premiere.
You're a Premiere. Okay.
Yeah. My wife is a teacher, so we get a teacher discount on it. So
Oh, nice.
That.
Okay.
And I do a lot of stuff with the YouTube videos and streaming and stuff like that. I've been using Premiere for years now.
Okay.
But you're a DaVinci guy, right?
I am a DaVinci guy. I way back in the day, I was a Final Cut guy before they went to Final Cut X, which just totally still, that that is still a hot topic of conversation within the editing world. It's just like the old Final Cut. I loved the old Final Cut, and then when they went to Final Cut X, it was like, oh, yay. And then thank goodness DaVinci Resolve came along, and I think they really just kind of scooped up a lot of Apple's old customers. And I have Final Cut X. I can't remember the last time I've like even edited like just a short video on it or whatever. I mean, it's good for just chopping stuff for if you just need something, slap something together for social media or something like that. Nothing wrong with it. But I mean, as far as like, if I would not try to edit a feature length film on Final Cut X. I'd drive myself insane. But yeah, no, I'm a DaVinci guy, and DaVinci's, every new version, it just seems like they just keeps getting better and better. And and even back in the day, I edited some stuff like back in Florida, on Final Cut, and then I had Adobe Premiere. But once they went to that subscription, and the subscription pricing just, unless you're doing it for a living, it's like, no, just go learn DaVinci Resolve, and then cancel your Creative Cloud. And but if you're getting a teacher discount or education discount, that's different story.
It is,
which is nice. Getting a discount on Adobe. So so editing with DaVinci was just like, well, I'm not paying the subscription. I'm not happy with Final Cut X. I guess I'm learning DaVinci Resolve, and that's kind of what where I'm at with editing. I guess I'm a DaVinci Resolve guy.
I remember back when YouTube started, I was editing videos to get under that 10-minute limit that YouTube had in early days, 07, 08, and using Final Cut on Mac way back then. I'm just like, that was a pain then to do.
Right.
I don't miss those days at all. I mean, so with all this being said, I gotta ask, number one, are you still the world's best cat dad?
I would hope so. I mean, we have a cat now, and she is just she's just spoiled. So it's one of those things that she just my wife just spoils her just to no end, and I guess I kind of do too, because she's so cute, and she's just so lovable, and just she's just, all she wants to do is like snuggle and play, and she's just so I would hope to say that I'm up there in the cat dad top 10 maybe.
You looked really happy when you were in the scene with all the cats. I know that.
I was in my natural environment there. I love animals. That's the thing. So it's like being with all those cats and just being able to play with them. But there was one cat. Oh my gosh, there was one black cat, and we had some of those little churu treats, and they're like it's like a cat treat, like a popsicle liquid kind of thing, and it's in a little tube that the cat cafe gave us. They're like, oh, maybe if you use one of these, one of those cats was just like, it's mine, and just was like biting at it and stuff. So at one point I just had to like throw it off to the side. And I think in maybe one of the scenes, you can see him back there just like chomping on it or whatever. So it was just like, overall, the cats were very friendly and, all that, except for that one cat. All he wanted was that. He just wanted that treat, and that treat was his, and do not try to take it away. So it's like, okay, here, you can have it, and just go sit over there in the corner. So yeah, but that was a fun scene too. That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And the other one of the last questions before round up is, with this, do you believe in the paranormal? Do you think that opening that ritual would have invited something in?
I don't know specifically that ritual. Now, now the thing is that ritual, like I did write that ritual and I guess translate it into Latin, and it is, I guess, I don't know if you really should maybe say that, you know what I mean? It's like, could it? I don't know, but I think there are things in this world that humans at this point in time and space don't comprehend, just because we don't have all of the knowledge, all the information, all the data in order to, discern what's going on, because you see a lot of freaky things in this world, a lot of things that just can't be explained. And you're like, okay, that's odd. And it's just, so I don't know if I would say, oh, it's definitely ghosts, or, oh, it's definitely aliens, maybe it's ghosts and aliens. I don't know, maybe, maybe they've got some kind of partnership worked out. That's like, I don't know. I mean, but I do think there are some things, in this world that, we don't understand right now. And, maybe someday we will, or who knows, maybe it'll remain a mystery, and that's what kind of makes this all fun and interesting,
Yeah. So my wife goes, she's like, I don't believe in that stuff, but you can't bring your Ouija board into the house.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that are like that. It's like, I'm not superstitious, but I don't want anything to do with that over there. It's like,
because I have ghost hunting equipment. I'm like, let me just have an EVP session inside the house. She's
sure.
Like,
nope. Not doing EVP. Nope.
So
yeah.
All right, Jack, let's get in these round questions, because it's time. I gotta ask, what is your favorite scary movie?
Favorite scary movie? Wow. It's a toss-up, because I really did like The Witch. I did like that Robert Eggers. That was a really good film. Just done really well.
I'm excited for a werewolf that comes out next year that he's doing.
I haven't even seen the trailer for that. Is the trailer out already?
No, he's still shooting it, or just got done shooting it.
Oh, okay. So there hasn't been anything leaked or anything. No, nothing out. No,
not yet. Not yet.
No. Speaking of werewolves, there was a good werewolf trilogy, like probably, I don't know how, 10 years ago or 10 more years ago, called Ginger Snaps. Did you ever watch Ginger Snaps?
Oh yeah.
And I thought that was a very good take on the whole werewolf genre. That was very entertaining also. Yeah. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Oh yeah. I love Ginger Snaps. It stars the girl that was that played the main girl in the 1990s Penny It, and I don't remember her name, but she's also in Supernatural. And then one of the girls that the other Ginger Snaps was in Supernatural. She was in Freddy vs. Jason.
Nice. So. Okay. Yeah, so you keep up with that a little bit more than I do. I'm like, oh, they were in this and this, and it's like, and I'm just like, oh, that was a good movie.
I have way too much knowledge of horror movies, honestly. But do you have a favorite one though? Did you determine a favorate one?
I honestly, I'd probably say like The Witch would probably be that's up there. Another good one. Did you ever see a movie called Yellow Brick Road?
No, but I believe I've heard about it. I don't recall.
That was another interesting concept. That one jumps out at me too. That one, I like that one too. That was a more low budget indie kind of thing, and definitely more obscure. But that one was pretty good. I don't know if I would say I have like an all time favorite. Man, there's just so many. Like I think of like the zombie stuff. I think of like,
what's the best zombie movie then?
Whoa. I mean, even the old black and white Night of the Living Dead. I mean, just see, you're putting me on the spot here because there's just so many. There's just so many good, good movies that it's like, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably say just even the original Night of the Living Dead. Yeah, because it just wasn't, uber violent or anything like that.
Yep.
I'm not really big on the whole, violent kind of thing, like the whole Terrifier and stuff like that. It's not really my forte.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, that's a classic movie. I love that movie to death. Really do.
Yeah, you could just watch that over and over. It's a good Halloween. Pop it on and just have it playing in the background. You have people over, and it's like, it's a good Halloween flick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, so Jack.
Yes.
Practical or CGI?
Ooh. Practical or CGI? Yeah, I'm gonna say practical when you can, CGI if you can't pull it off practical. You know what I mean? But I think the more you can, and especially if you at least have the budget to make the practical effects look good, then it's like, I would say that the practical stuff. Because I mean, we had that in Haunted Happy Hour, to pull the glass over and have it shatter and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you can get by with certain things if it works, But I'm probably still more old school when it comes to the practical effects, because I think back like in the day before you had all this CGI, you had like Tom Savini, who was just like the man when it came to all the you know what I mean? He was just he was talented, so talented. He's just, and he still is. I'm just saying, like back before CGI took over, it was just like, it just seems like it's easier just to, we'll just let the computers handle it. And it's like, but there's so many people that, can pull some really good stuff off. And it's like, why don't you hire them? It's it might be cheaper just to have the computer do it. And it's like, but maybe hire some people that are talented,
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in the, if you can, hire somebody instead of just farming it out to, some CGI farm. And I don't know. That's a whole nother topic of discussion.
It is. Yeah. I mean, I've been the makeup chair and gotten a couple hours worth of work done on me for the practical effects. I go, I love that to no end.
Yeah.
I really do. So
I mean, like
dump all the blood on me. I don't care.
It's like, but in the same sense, like if you're trying to do a film where you've got firearms and you're shooting people and you are in an area where, you can't really pull that off practically. Get the CGI blood squibs, whatever that are okay. And once again, it's the constraints of budget, environment. Can you pull it off practically? Is it like, you're going to have to get your permit, your insurance, and now you're going to have to hire off-duty police officers to make sure that, so it's one of those things of, if you have to do it, then it is what it is, just you can roll with it.
Yeah, I'd say the only really good perk on that line is like CGI is the reset time. You don't have to clean everything up.
It definitely does speed up your shooting for sure. Definitely.
Sure. All right, so Jack, tomorrow morning, someone knocks on your door and gives you $10 million to make the next entry in an existing IP or franchise. What would it be?
Okay. Would I have to spend it all on one IP though? Or could I divide that 10 million out into 10 $1 million movies?
Sure, let's do that. What would be on the top of your list?
Oh my gosh, for the IP, what would I want to do?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And does it necessarily have to be horror, or could it be any IP? Is it horror IP? Any IP?
Yeah.
Oh boy. I'm a big Star Wars nerd, so maybe a Star Wars IP would be cool. Don't think you can make it for 10 mil. but but a lot of these fan films that have been done, for a lot less. So, yeah. So I mean, I would think like a Star Wars IP. Another IP that I really enjoyed or still enjoy is Jaws. They've made 4 of those.
Yep.
And it's like they could do a 5th if they did it right. You could definitely pull off a 5th Jaws. And yeah, if it was done right. So yeah, I would. But once again, 10 mil, you're not gonna. Yeah. Not gonna be able to do it. 100 mil, add another 0 on there, and you might be able to do that. But yeah, I think Jaws or Star Wars franchise film would be great if you had the budget to do it. Because I don't know if I guess would Jaws technically be horror or it'd be more.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I think it's horror, right? It's scary.
It's the creature gone mad effect that we had. All 50s and 60s horror movies were atomic creatures and monsters or giant grasshoppers or giant
ants. Yeah. I remember that. The old black and whites.
Yeah, Night of the Lepus is giant rabbits. It's a creature feature. So I consider that a horror movie.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, so I would consider it horror. So then, definitely. Then I would say if a Jaws, I would say definitely then a Jaws IP. And then and now thinking about it, I mean, if we're going to say Jaws is horror, then I would probably say that would probably be one of my top horror films of all time. It's one of the few, horror films that I own on Blu-ray or DVD or whatever you want to say, the original. Jaws 1 and 2 were good. 3 and 3D, it's like, it was a little bit. I think they leaned too hard into the 3D to get that 3D effect going, and it's like, I get it, but come on, But yeah, Jaws 1 and 2, phenomenal. I would say that'd probably be one of my top horror films, and I would take the money and try to see if I could, make something something like that.
In my head canon, Deep Blue Sea was the next logical progression in Jaws.
Yeah, Deep Blue Sea was good. That was a good one, and they've made so many other ones that just weren't good because the CGI was not good, and like the sharks were way too big to scale for the people, and it's like, okay, let's back up, people. Let's dial it down. But yeah, I mean, Deep Blue Sea was good. That was another good shark film. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
All right, Jack. So, any advice for people getting into the movie making biz?
Any advice? Don't move to LA is what I would say. Don't move to LA to make films because they make it incredibly difficult on people out here to just stay where you are and make it on a budget. And everywhere out here, like if you try to get a location, because everybody knows the game, right? So out here, so like if I went anywhere, even people that out here, they'll rent their homes for production. They're like, oh no, I want $3,000 a day to rent my home just for a production, or $5,000 or something just crazy. But yeah, it's you're not. It makes it more difficult to source locations because everybody knows, hey, you want to film in my bar? You want to film in my little pizza cafe or my little sandwich deli or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you're going to have to pay up. Oh, and by the way, where's your insurance and your film permit? And so, it makes it incredibly difficult if you are an independent filmmaker and you film more guerrilla style, where you're just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to steal that scene. I'm not going to pull permits. I'm not getting insurance. We're going to go down to the Venice boardwalk and we're going to shoot and, hopefully get what we get and what we need to get. So it's a lot easier, I think, just to film in Florida, film in Texas, film in Nevada, film anywhere. It's even easier to film in New York City than it is in LA, which is crazy. Like when we filmed Moonsie, we shot that in Manhattan, and it's like New York, they don't care as long as you're not blocking the sidewalk, film away, and so, even New York City is more film friendly than LA to the independent filmmaker, in my opinion. So if you're getting into the game, I would say, stay in Texas. Don't move out here. You don't need to, make the way things are set up now, so long as the story's good and you've got good characters, shoot it in Texas, shoot it in Louisiana, Georgia, wherever you live, and then worry about getting it on, streaming or, getting distribution for it. Don't come out here and then be like, oh, okay. And it's like, oh yeah, I don't know if I would shoot, out here. I would probably even say, even LA, I'd even say go shoot in San Diego, because San Diego is very film friendly here in California. And they don't make you jump through all the hoops that you got to do here in LA. So I would, it's just, but it's LA. LA is LA, and it's just what it is. So that would be my advice. And then my other advice would be just make something, even if you don't have a whole lot of money. It doesn't take a whole, build your story around, what you do have. If you know somebody that does have a deli or sandwich shop that they'd let you use on a Sunday or something. Okay, well, now all of a sudden we're creating a story about somebody that works at a deli, and build that around what you have and what your, what your budget allows, and that's what I would say is just make it, just do it. Even if you don't kind of know everything, there's enough YouTube videos and books to read to kind of give you an idea of what to do. So just pick up a camera and, go out and film it, write it, film it, and edit it. Write it, film it, edit it, and get it out there into the world. And then, then you've got that experience. You've got the experience of going through the whole process from, creating the concept, writing the script, doing the storyboards, doing your script breakdown, just, and use it as an exercise of, okay. And even if it isn't, even if it's just like a 10-minute short or whatever, it's like, treat it like you would a feature length and do all the steps. Cause that's once again, how you learn. Put yourself in an uncomfortable position and, I'm going to go do it. And it's like, well, I just told everybody I was going to go do it. So I better figure out how to go do it. And, and sometimes that's the best thing is just, you jump in and you're either going to sink or swim. And, most of the time I think they'll figure it out and go, okay. And, maybe you swallow a little bit of water along the way, but you learn and you're like, okay, I can do this, and just try to stay positive, have fun with it too. I mean, that's the other thing. Don't stress over it. Be creative, have fun, and, get your friends together, and, then you can always pop it on and watch it and have a good laugh,
Exactly. Oh yeah. I love it. Love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Jack, you ready for your trivia question here?
Oh, okay. I guess let's do it.
All right.
Oh boy.
Herbert West is a medical student who invents a reagent that can reanimate deceased bodies in what 1985 film?
God, that's an easy one.
I know.
That's an easy one.
It's a tough question.
Reanimator. Yeah,
do you consider that a zombie movie?
I guess. Yeah, I mean, and that was a good flick too. That was that was another classic. I haven't seen that in forever. I guess you could kind of say sort of the zombie in the underneath the zombie umbrella ish. I guess,
mad science,
mad scientist kind of genre, mad scientist / zombie, But that's another good one. I got an easy one there. That I was thinking you were going to pull out something. I was going to be like, oh boy,
it's a top card. I don't pick hard ones. I just be as fair as I possibly can.
So it's just completely random. So
RNG just takes it. So.
Well, I got lucky, so I'm thanking the universe that I got lucky on that trivia card.
Awesome, Jack. So before we go, where can people find you if I learn everything about you in your upcoming works?
Probably at jackbremen.com. So that's pretty much the website that I try to have everything that's kind of going on. I haven't done any updates lately. I've got some things kind of happening in the background right now with Haunted Happy Hour, with trying to pull some things together from a PR standpoint, and then also for a eventually hopefully get around to getting the DVD Blu-ray put together and get that out there. So I mean, there's still so much to just do on that. But if you just go to jackbremen.com, or that's probably going to be the best way. I'm horrible about social media, and it's just lack of time. I need somebody just to like, here's your social media done for you. Take care of it, because it's just at the end of the day, it's like you fall into bed and it's like, do I really feel like posting something on Instagram? And it's like, no, I don't. I'm exhausted. It's like, it's tough. But if you just go to jackbremen.com, anything that anything significant that changes, like as far as with Haunted Happy Hour, with Moonsie or 1040, because I've got some things working on those too that in the background that maybe for 2026. So we'll see.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jack, for coming on. I hope you had a good time.
I had a blast. This was fun.
You are welcome back at any time.
Well, I appreciate it. I will take you up on that.
Awesome. And for anyone that's new here, follow us on all social media at PodOutatNight. It's a blast. We're having good fun there. So check us out. We'll see you next time. Don't get lost in the void. Good night.
Bye.